during this series. But playing without Ja, nothing new for the Grizz, who went 20-5 without him during the regular season. But folks, this is the playoffs, and these are the Warriors. But hey, that's a cool moment there. Ja, Jordan Poole, shake hands. Mike Brown, the acting head coach for this game, because Steve Kerr tested positive for COVID before the game. And the Warriors, well, they had a cold. 2 for 20 from 3, 1 for 12, uncontested threes. Clay and Steph, 0-6 combined on uncontested threes. They were down 3 at the half. Middle of the third, they're down 6. Jaren Jackson Jr. rejects Clay. He had 5 blocks in the game. Desmond Bane, what is that? Come on. It's going well. It's going well. Grizzlies led by 7, going to the 4th. 8 minutes to play. Golden State down 8. Steph and 1. He missed the free throw, believe it or not, so it's a 6-point game. Very next possession for the Warriors. Draymond. Come on, Steph. Follow that screen. Knock that down. By the way, first player to hit 500 threes in the postseason. It's a 1-possession game. And then Steph, again, didn't need the screen. Cuts it to a 1-point game. 3:30 to play. They're down 2. Not anymore. How soft was that jumper from the baseline? Other end, though, Jaren Jackson Jr. How about that drive? He had 21 points. Grizzlies go back up 2. Now it's a 1-point game. Dylan Brooks, he was 5 of 19 from the floor. After that miss, Steph down the middle, and then Brooks fouls him. So Steph made the free throws. It's 94-93. Jaren Jackson, no. And then Desmond Bane with the push in the back on Steph. So a couple more free throws for him. Warriors are up 3. It's still a 3-point game. 15 seconds ago, and Jaren Jackson pulls from there. He was 0 for 7 on threes in the game. Draymond is fired up. Steph goes for 32, 18 in the 4th. Warriors now lead at 3-1.
That's just Steph. He has that mindset where he is the best shooter of all time, and it just takes one good look at the rim or at the free throw line, and when that happens, the floodgates open, and we stuck with it tonight as a whole, and I'm very proud of the way everyone competed.
Don't let the first 3 quarters influence the fact that we still had a chance to win the game. Shoot the shots you think you can make, play aggressive, take care of the ball. We did all of those things. We were able to get enough stops. Just understand we've been here before. You know, whether we won or lost, the intentions of how we could give ourselves a chance in the 4th quarter was all we focused on, and then we got it done.
It's a tough one. It's a tough pill to swallow. Felt like, we were leading the whole game. Felt like we were in a good position. Felt like we put ourselves in a good position to win a ball game, and just things didn't go our way down the stretch. And but you can't hang your head. There's still still got games to be played, backups against the wall, and so it's do or die at this point. And we got to be ready to go back at home, and we're fighting for our season. So now's the time.
Again, so this is the 45th 30-point playoff game for Steph in his career, and he did that real damage there in the 4th quarter with 18 points, including 8 free throws. That's his 2nd most in the 4th quarter in his postseason career, and he actually outscored the Grizzlies by himself over the final 8 minutes. Came back, they take game 4, they now lead the series 3-1. It goes back to Memphis, still not know what's going on with Ja and his availability. So with that said, from Memphis' standpoint, the Grizzlies, how do they get back in this series?
Well, look, they're going to go back to Memphis. Hopefully, Ja, they called him Wolverine in Memphis. Hopefully he can get himself healthy enough to get on that court, because they really don't have anyone to guard him for the Golden State Warriors. So not having him was huge. But when you look at this game in particular, the Warriors didn't play. They got the win. But if you tell me that no Ja Morant and the Warriors do not lead until the final minute, that to me, I'm going to point more to the Golden State Warriors not having I won't say the right approach, like they were just out there playing, but they didn't play the good brand of basketball that they should have.
And the question will be, when will we see Steve Kerr on the sidelines again for the Warriors. RJ.
No, it's not. I do think the Warriors will win this series, and they'll end up playing the Suns in the conference finals. But there are some things. If you're the Memphis Grizzlies, you're 20-5 in the regular season without Ja Morant. They're better defensively without Ja Morant. Can get Desmond Bane going. His usage rate, his stats in those 25 games when Ja was out exceeded what his production levels when Ja was in the game. So give some credit to Steph Curry, who's been his primary defender most of this series. Jordan Poole has also been his primary defender for a lot of this series. And those guys have just really limited him. They're better defensively. They believe because they've done it. And you can argue about the quality of those 20 wins in the regular season. I get all that. But they believe they can do it. They can get Bane going, and Ja can come back at some point in this series. I think they can still get to 7 games.
Okay. You danced like Fred Astaire right there, but that's okay. That's okay. It happens. Let me be very, very clear to you. Series is over. I'm going to say it. Series is over. Memphis Grizzlies, number of love for y'all. Y'all the future, okay? Series is over. I don't believe this series is. I don't believe Memphis is winning this series. I didn't believe it to begin with, but let me be more emphatically clear. They ain't winning game 4. And if they ain't winning game 4, you ain't beating Golden State 3 straight. I say it's over. Now, it's still a possibility it could go 6 because I can see you going back to Memphis. I can see Ja Morant down 3-0 coming out there, and showing what Ja can only show, okay? You win game 5. You make things interesting for game 6, all right, for 3 quarters. And then Golden State says, okay, lights out. It's time, okay? And they do what they do. The Golden State Warriors, here's what I get where you're coming from because you want to be cautious about what Memphis can do. My problem is you ain't mentioned what Golden State has been doing. Offensively, where was Memphis' defense? Where were they? You talk about Steph, you talk about Clay, you talk about Jordan Poole. Clay had to show up, and he showed up after that APB was out for him after games 1 and 2. Couldn't find him, was looking around all over the damn place. We found Clay Thompson in game 3. We know what Jordan Poole can do. We know what Steph can do. And then we talk about Wiggins and Kuminga coming on the court because you needed somebody now that Gary Payton II is out due to the clothesline from Dylan Brooks. You needed somebody that was a bit long, athletic, that could potentially challenge the Jaws of the world when they got to the rim. You ain't going to stop Ja by any stretch of the imagination, but you can make things a bit more difficult. So I'm thinking about the contribution from a Kuminga. I'm looking at Otto Porter Jr. to go with Steph Clay and Jordan Poole, please. This series is over. They will lose tonight, okay? They will go back to Memphis down 3-1. They'll probably win game 5, and then they're going to come back to the Bay, and it's going to get closed out. That is my belief. Could I be wrong? Sure, but I doubt it.
Didn't have that confidence about Miami-Philly, I'll tell you that much.
That's fair.
We'll leave it there.
I am a little bit more nervous about that Philly with Miami than I am with Golden State.
I just want to I want to make a point
Sure.
because you brought this up. Game 3 was the most Warriors-esque game.
Yes, on their home court.
That I think we've seen from them in the playoffs. No.
Because Clay, right?
In the first round? Even the first round?
Well,
I saw some of that. I saw some of that in the first round.
they were playing against one guy.
I'm just telling you. I saw that. You just said you didn't see it until that's what I'm saying. I saw it in the first round. I didn't say who was
a lot of guys with low basketball.
I understand. Okay, I got you. But I saw it.
But this is what they weren't doing in game one and 2 in Memphis. We saw the player movement, the ball movement, the quick decisions. That they're very hard to guard. And by the way, my first time on the show back in November, the Warriors were 8-1. And you basically said the season was over. So of course I'm not surprised that you're saying the series is over.
I didn't say the season was over. I said the Warriors are coming. They gonna win the chip. And that jury's still out. But they winning this series.
All right.
They winning this series. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. They probably going to the finals.
Take that W.
They know I don't feel like. Listen, I love Monty and Chris Paul and all that. They know I don't feel like being in Phoenix with them damn Coyotes. They know that.
Oh, here we go.
Even though the Bay Area is feels like New York, I don't need that either. I mean, I need warm weather, but I'm just saying.
Who
Do
is-
you need anything else right now? Are you good right now, temperature-wise?
Stephen
You
A.
need a
Protein
drink?
Here's
You're
a-
good? A protein smoothie? Okay, I got a blender in my
I have
office.
one
We'll work
Do
on
you?
that.
I didn't know that.
I do have a blender.
Oh, damn,
and
I'm
I have
using that.
protein powder.
Go
vegan
ahead, Dre.
protein
I'm definitely
powder.
using that.
We'll get that
Yeah.
going for you.
What would be sort of your ideal finals, just for you,
Yeah.
for your own comfort,
Me.
for your own
For me,
happiness,
for
the
me.
2 cities that you
Well,
would
let
like
me
to
say
spend
this to you.
time in?
Let me say this to you.
You really need to ask this
the Lakers
question?
already ruined that. Everybody and their mother knows.
I'm
who
saying
would have been
with
for
these
me.
teams. With these teams.
Oh, with these teams. Okay.
The
Was
teams
I was going to say
still
Lakers,
play.
Miami. I was going to
Yeah,
say
oh,
Lakers,
obviously,
Miami.
obviously.
But purely from a basketball standpoint, I would tell you this. Golden State, Boston. From a basketball perspective.
Yeah. It's also good for direct flights. All right, still to come on First Take. We have our first taste of money.